The emergency session of the Galactic Council had been convened with what Speaker Morgantha privately considered to be the most desperate agenda in her 4,000-year tenure. As representatives from 47 star systems filled the great amphitheater, the weight of their collective financial crisis pressed down on the assembly like a collapsing star. "Esteemed delegates," Morgantha began, her six eyes scanning the gathered representatives, "we face an unprecedented economic catastrophe. Human optimization projects have rendered 60% of our traditional revenue streams obsolete." Murmurs of agreement rippled through the chamber. Since humanity had begun their galaxy-wide efficiency improvements, the carefully balanced economic systems that had sustained galactic civilization for millennia had crumbled with shocking speed. Ambassador Zethkri of the Andromedans rose from his seat, his bioluminescent patches flickering with patterns of financial despair. "Speaker, the Andromedan Shipping Consortium has lost 93% of its revenue to human instant transport networks. Our economy is in free fall." "The vegan mining operations," added Ambassador Veltar, his scales now permanently pale with stress, "have been completely superseded by human asteroid processing facilities that operate at 1/10 our costs with 1/100th our environmental impact." Similar reports poured in from across the assembly. Human optimization had indeed made the galaxy more efficient, but it had also made every traditional civilization bankrupt. Dr. Yithgol, the Council's chief economist, activated his holographic displays, showing the stark reality of their situation. "Delegates, our projections indicate that without immediate action, 43% of member civilizations will face economic collapse within 2 galactic standard years." "What do you propose?" asked Professor Zithin, though his ancient wisdom already suggested he knew the answer. "Tribute," Dr. Yithgol said simply. "The humans have benefited from galactic infrastructure for centuries. They've used our trade routes, our communication networks, our scientific databases. It's only reasonable that they contribute to the systems that enabled their success." The chamber erupted in nervous chatter. The idea of demanding payment from humanity was simultaneously logical and terrifying. "How much tribute are we discussing?" asked Admiral K. Roth carefully. "Our economists calculate that a modest 5% tax on human economic activity would stabilize the galactic economy," Dr. Yithgol replied. "Approximately 47 trillion galactic credits annually." The number hung in the air like a death sentence. "And if they refuse?" whispered Commander Thresh of the Rigelian hegemony. "They won't refuse," Dr. Yithgol said with forced confidence. "It's a reasonable request. They're rational beings. They'll understand the necessity." Council Speaker Morgantha looked around the chamber at the desperate faces of civilizations that had once ruled the stars and now couldn't compete with human efficiency. "Very well. We'll draft a formal tribute request. Ambassador Silnara, please prepare the diplomatic protocols." The message was crafted with exquisite care over the following week. Legal experts from 17 civilizations contributed clauses ensuring the request was framed as a reasonable contribution to galactic stability rather than an ultimatum. Historical precedent was cited extensively. Economic justifications were presented with mathematical precision. The final document spanned 437 pages and represented the collective diplomatic wisdom of 47 starfaring civilizations. The human response arrived exactly 7 hours after transmission. It consisted of a single word: no. The emergency session reconvened within minutes of receiving the response. Speaker Morgantha stared at the holographic display, showing humanity's complete rejection of galactic authority, rendered in a simple, devastating monosyllable. "That's it?" asked Ambassador Zethkri, his patches cycling through confusion patterns. "Just no." 437 pages of carefully crafted diplomatic language, Professor Exithin muttered. And they respond with one word. It gets worse, reported Assistant Coordinator Yithmel, accessing the latest intelligence feeds. The response wasn't even from their diplomatic corps. It was automatically generated by an AI system they use for low-priority communications. The chamber fell silent as the implications sank in. Humanity had classified the Galactic Council's tribute demand as low-priority communication, worthy only of an automated response. Perhaps, Ambassador Velter suggested desperately, we could rephrase the request? Make it more appealing? Before anyone could respond, Intelligence Chief Exaftos activated his emergency protocols. Speaker, we're detecting massive human fleet movements throughout the galaxy. Military action? Admiral K. Roth asked, his predatory instincts finally finding focus. Unknown, sir. They're not attacking anything. They're just moving. But the scale is unprecedented. We're tracking over 10,000 human vessels in simultaneous transit. Dr. Yithgol frantically consulted his economic models. If they're mobilizing their entire fleet, the energy costs alone would bankrupt most civilizations. How are they funding this? That's just it, Exaftos replied grimly. According to our analysis, they're not funding it. Their energy systems are so efficient that fleet operations register as negligible expenses. The chamber's communication systems activated with an incoming transmission. Ambassador Sarah Chen appeared on the central display, looking as composed as ever, despite having just dismissed the combined authority of galactic civilization with a single word. Good morning, Council members, Chen said pleasantly. We received your tribute request. While we appreciate your financial difficulties, we must respectfully decline to participate in your economic support system. Ambassador Chen, Speaker Morgantha managed, the galactic economy requires stabilization. Your civilization has benefited from. Has it? Chen interrupted gently. Our analysis indicates that galactic economic systems have been net negative contributors to human development for the past several centuries. Inefficient trade protocols, monopolistic pricing structures, artificial scarcity mechanisms. She paused, consulting a tablet device. Actually, our economists calculate that removing human participation from your economy will improve our efficiency by approximately 37%. But the tribute, began Dr. Yithgol, is unnecessary, Chen finished. We've decided to implement our own economic systems. The tactical display updated, showing the human fleet movements resolving into a pattern that defied comprehension. They weren't just moving ships, they were repositioning their entire civilization. What are you doing? Whispered Ambassador Zethkri. Chen smiled that same unsettling smile that had haunted galactic nightmares for months. We're optimizing. Your economic systems are based on scarcity, competition, and resource limitations. Ours are based on abundance, cooperation, and unlimited energy generation. You can't just create your own economy, protested Professor Xithin. Why not? Chen asked genuinely. We've created our own communication networks, our own transportation systems, our own conflict resolution protocols. Economics is just another system that needed upgrading. The transmission ended, leaving the chamber in stunned silence. So, Admiral K. Roth said finally, they've rejected our authority, dismissed our tribute demand, and decided to replace our entire economic system. With a single word, added Ambassador Velter numbly. Speaker Morgantha stared at the empty transmission platform, then at the displays showing human economic activity that was already beginning to bypass traditional galactic systems entirely. Alert all member worlds, she said quietly. Inform them that the galactic economy, as we know it, has just become. In the depths of space, 10,000 human vessels continued their repositioning, implementing economic systems that would make traditional concepts of scarcity, taxation, and tribute as obsolete as the civilizations that had tried to impose them.